Greetings from All Souls Anglican in Indianapolis, a church plant of the Diocese of the Great Lakes and of the ACNA. Just wanted to send my greetings to you in Florida and to Christ Church, Vero Beach, and the outreach committee there in particular. Thank you for your ongoing support of our work and ministry over the past 2 years, and just wanted to give you a quick update as we come to actually the end of 2019. It's been a good year here in Indianapolis, though as most church plants, it continues to move slower than I hoped for, but at the same time, we're seeing some of the fruit of building into people's lives with the good news of Jesus Christ. Perhaps one of the biggest news for us in our little mission here in Indianapolis is that Deb and my wife and I have recently purchased a home in Indianapolis, so we're here for the long haul. We moved from a rental in March into our new home, and the surroundings that you see now is my home office as we continue to do our work out of our homes. But as a result of moving here, and about the same time, we began efforts from our home fellowship to move into a public setting on Sundays. And the next sort of big or momentous event for us this past year is that in September we began meeting in the YMCA, about 10 minutes drive from here on the near west side of Indianapolis. And it is there on Sunday afternoons at 3 o'clock that we meet in a commons room, a table and some simple holy hardware that we put over the table and make it an altar, and a music stand that becomes the pulpit. We convert the space that seats about 20 to 30 people into a sanctuary. We still are only on Sundays worshiping about 15 to 20 people. We are beginning to see some visitors, which is brings a new level of energy and excitement. But our midweek Vesper service, we minister to a whole nother group of between 20 and 30 different people that come to our evening prayer and Bible study and conversation. Currently, in that group, being led by one of our lay leaders, we're heading through and walking through Paul's letter to the Ephesians. The work has been quite rewarding in prayer and in encouragement, and we're seeing people grow in many different ways. Sacramentally this year, just last month, we got to celebrate a baptism of a young teenager of one of our members. Young Sean was baptized in a local parish right down the road, again, from where I live now here on the west side. It was a Word of Faith church, but what was so important is that Sean's father comes from a Baptist background, and he was hoping that Sean could be baptized by immersion. And so we did the vestment, and Sunday afternoon transferred our service over to there, and young Sean was fully immersed, and I was very wet by the end of the service. It was a great time of celebration as many of his family members came and joined us in this Christian sacrament. A week later, we confirmed another one of our teens, as well as received one of our older members into the Anglican Church with our visitation of our bishop in a local area gathering of clergy in many of our missions here in the central Indiana area. Probably for me, one of the best parts of this past year has been my efforts in discipleship. With one of our members, we're beginning a discerning process as he pursues holy orders. With another one of our members, he's made application to be head up of interdenominational mission agency that's based here out of Indianapolis, and we'll hope to hear by the end of the year whether or not he's been accepted as their new director. A young man across the street from me here on the west side and in our new neighborhood, I discovered was a new Christian, and he and I have begun meeting one-on-one during the week, and I'm walking him through Paul's letter to Timothy, and he's growing in leaps and bounds, which is exciting. I also have met through my YMCA connections, where I still volunteer 2 days a week doing contact work. Just the other day, I met a Muslim woman, and we began reading through actually parts of the Quran to see what they say about Jesus and what we understand are either similar or different. Also, I've recently met a Vietnamese immigrant who just recently became a Christian, and we begin to pray for the rest of his family. These kind of connections are quite regular here on the West Side, and our hopes in the 2020 calendar is actually to host a couple international potluck meals where we encourage people to bring some of their dishes from their original nations of origin, and to have a celebration and to begin to build relationship with them. And so these are the kind of ways that we're reaching out. We're hoping also in the new year to start 2 new evening Vesper groups. One of our members has recently moved into a new apartment complex, and we've begun a process of praying about starting a group there. And of course, I'm praying that with my young neighbor and his wife will be the first of a couple to begin starting an actual discipleship group here in the very street on which we live, called Roby Glen. Next week, we will be hosting at the YMCA a grief support group. And all these are particular ways that we're reaching out. At the YMCA, I'm hoping in 2020 to mobilize some of our members who are Christians to come alongside with me and set up a prayer table, a contact table, in which we can pray for people as needs make themselves known, and as I hopefully mobilize others to begin doing contact work at the YMCA. As far as my work with the diocese, I continue to serve as canon for church planting. We've established several new works. One is beginning to look at the Columbus, Ohio area near the Ohio State campus. Another one of the ones I probably talked about to you last time we were together down in March is the one up in Grand Rapids. And that new work, though it's not officially planted yet as a church fellowship, has already grown to over 30 in numbers over the course of this fall season, and we're very excited about that. Continue to make new connections here in Indiana. Two new young guys have connected with me. One down in the Jasper, Indiana area, the other one up near Muncie, and we're working with them as to what does it look like to plant an Anglican mission here in Indiana. All that to say is that the ongoing work is slow but good. About 15% of our outreach, our budget, it comes from outside funds, which you all have helped contribute to the past 2 years. Hoping that you might consider, if there's still funds available, to helping us continue this work to whatever level that you can. And we would pray that that more new works would not only continue here in the Midwest, but that we would hear reports from you about new works happening in Central Florida. And so with that, I end. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Thank you once again. My heart cannot say enough about of gratitude for the work and support that you have done for those of us who are far away and yet still part of the work of mission and ministry in the Anglican Church. Thank you so very much, and God bless.